BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, and college basketball, NHL to UFC and MMA. Head to BetOnline today to get in on all the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Who that say they gonna beat them say? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them say? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them say? Who that?
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. Thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shade for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL. When things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, running like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like this and I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports fam. What's popping, man? Appreciate y'all being in a Thursday episode of The Coma. Much love to the fam. Appreciate y'all, man. Hope y'all having a fantastic Thursday, man. It's in the midst of holiday season with a day off from the weekend, and we know what goes on next weekend, right? Got to spend some money. You got to spend some money, especially if you're an adult, man. That's why I say I like Thanksgiving, man. It seems like that's more of the adult-friendly holiday. But this time around, this holiday season right here, you got to spend some damn money. You hear what I'm saying? You got to spend some cake. Anyway, big ups to the fam. Appreciate y'all. I see y'all out there. Much love to the fam. Pelican Nola, brother Brent, Snake Bite. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate y'all for being in alive. Let me go over some news and notes, fam. I'm not going to keep y'all too long, as we know the New Orleans Pelicans, for my Pelican people out there right now, losing 23-10 to the Houston Rockets, man. So right now, well, they just scored the bucket. So I'm kind of double dipping, you dig? But big ups to y'all. Appreciate y'all for being in alive. Much love. What's up, Rico? Shout out to your brother Gundam. Shout out to you, bruh. Says, somebody tell me why Derek Carr still want to play. Season over. This dude always makes it about him. Well, we're going to talk about that there, Gundam. Just hold tight on that, my brother. We're going to get right to it, very quickly, man. And, of course, this is the thing, man, that kind of opened the day just about several hours ago. The Alvin Kamara thing came out. Alvin Kamara, this is from Adam Schefter. Kamara's groin injury is still being evaluated, but it's possible it is a season-ending injury, and he has played his last down this year, according to sources. But the Pelicans, what the hell am I thinking about? The Saints, they did pick up Clyde Edwards-Helaire. We'll cover that. But let's just jump right into some of this news right here. This is from Sports Illustrated. He's dealing with this groin injury. And, of course, it happened when he had to play where he kind of, according to what they're saying, he kind of reached out on that touchdown catch. Would have meant something if it would have won the game. But the Saints, like I said, fam, injuries are not going to stop until the season's over with. Even when the season is off, we still have injuries. Remember, Tanu Passanio got hurt in the off season. It happens, So as a proactive behavior, you just got to be on staff and keep making moves. Now, I did like some of the moves the Saints made in during this time frame. A couple of moves, getting MBS, getting Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I like that move a lot. We're going to touch on that, but that's what kind of stuff you have to be doing. You have to be proactive and constantly moving to bring talent in to the team so that you can still be able to run your offense or defense or special teams, to the best of your ability and try to collect the win any way you can. That's what it's about. And the really good teams do that. The bad ones, the mediocres, don't, Anyway, Alvin Kamara injury status is rough news for the Saints. Not really, man. We've been dealing with this stuff for so long, right? Running back is currently dealing with a groin injury. I feel bad for Alvin Kamara because he was 50 yards shy of getting 1,000 yards on the season, and he worked so hard this year to stay in there. Remember, he was dealing with broken ribs. He got the broken ribs issue that they don't even report on anymore, like it mysteriously healed. He's still dealing with that, but the groin issue, man, is so rough on him. I hope it's not what they're saying it is, man. They're saying potentially it could be season ending. Hopefully it's not. 50 yards from 1,000 in the season, man, his rushing totals. If he's healthy enough, we'll see how it goes with 3 games left. But really rough news here. Bad news for the Saints and injured running back Alvin Kamara. Kamara is currently dealing with groin injury and was revealed Thursday that the problem is, quote, more significant than originally believed. According to Coach Rizzi, who says the running back is unlikely to play Monday versus Green Bay. Of course, Nick Underhill, shout out to Nick, said it is a week-to-week as right now. With just 3 games left in the regular season and the Saints playoff hopes dash is possible, Kamara does not play again this year. 29-year-old suffered the injury against the Commanders in week 15. On Wednesday, the Saints signed waived Kansas City running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire to the practice squad, possibly in connection to Kamara's absence. So far this season, Kamara has racked up 950 yards, 543 receiving yards, and 8 total touchdowns. Now, what this basically means, if you look at AK-41, him with what he does, that he's far and long away as the top weapon the Saints have. When he exits the game, he's their top rusher. He's their top receiver. He has 60-something catches. He is the fulcrum. He is the lightning rod. He is everything to the Saints offense. When he's not there, what the hell do you do? Taysom's gone. Chris Olave, good news on him. We'll talk about that. But AK-41, man, this is so rough. So I'm hoping it's not as bad as what they're saying it is. Hopefully, AK-41, man, he'll be healthy enough to play, obviously not the Green Bay game, but I know the man wanted to get that 1,000 yards. That's a big point. But if he's not healthy, what a kick in the teeth that is, right? But anyway, let's move on to the next one, man. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Saints reportedly signed contract after Chiefs release, and this is a good one right here to pick up. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he's a guy, LSU guy, did everything. He was phenomenal for the Tigers. He did a lot of good work for Kansas City. He's a do-it-all, everything running back. That's why I really liked this signing. They just didn't go and get some practice squad guy with a little bit of experience. They went and got a guy that can come in and have an impact. A guy similar, not exactly the same, because there's very few that are Alvin Kamara, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire's skill set is very similar to what AK-41 does, which is incredibly intelligent for them to do that. So having MBS, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and pros like that keeps the offense and the team going for the Saints. They still believe that they can win these 3 games and finish the season on a high note and see where things take us. A lot of people say, hey, man, you listen, that's whatever. But they believe that they can win the next 3, and of course they have to believe like that, right? They're getting paid. They're not getting paid to lose, even though they've been losing their asses off. But still in all, as a winning organization, or one pretending to be, you still have to be able to be about the business of winning. And then at the end of the season, if the numbers aren't right, then we're going to go in a different direction with everything. Everything has to be looked at. This team needs to be put in a petri dish and literally dissected all the way down. So, it's time, man. So anyway, big shout out to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, terrific player. Saints insider Nick Underhill reported he signed with the NFC South team Wednesday. Running back Alvin Kamara suffered the injury we just went over. This comes after the Chiefs released Clyde Edwards-Helaire on Monday, adding running back that brings Kamara's status further under the spotlight. Head coach Rizzi said that it was a groin abductor that was early in the season that will require more testing, yet the Saints are 5-9 on the year. So there may not be a need to rush him back. Saints still can turn toward Kendre Miller, Jamal Williams in the backfield if Kamara sideline, although Edwards-Helaire gives it another experience option. The 2020 first-round pick wasted no time making an impact in the NFL with 1,100 yards from scrimmage, 5 touchdowns as a rookie. He saw his carries drop from 181 that year to 119 in 21, 71 in 22, 70 in 2023. He has not gotten on the field this season, and it was buried on the Kansas City running back depth chart. This also includes Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, Carson Steele, and Samaj Perine. So it's good to have Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's still a very young running back here, like his skill set, and I really do hope whoever takes over the team next year, MBS Clyde Edwards-Helaire plays like that, you keep, because that's what you really need. Like, those were 2 solid options. I know you have to play, but I know his skill set and how it would translate to hopefully how the Saints use the AK-41. We'll see what they do here. But you look at a Kendre Miller, a Jamal Williams, these are north-south power runners, downhill runners. Kendre Miller is definitely a lot more, got a little bit more wiggle in his movements, right? He's good at making you miss that first tackle and then powering through. That's the thing that makes him something. Jamal Williams a little bit more unimaginative in that sense of running style, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire gives you something totally different. He's a guy that can run in between, outside. He can catch the ball like a wide receiver. He can do punt and return, kick return. He's a very versatile player where you can use all over the place if you have the imagination to use him. So, not good news on AK-41. Hopefully he can be able to come back and finish out the year. Just really, really interesting for him. I'm sorry to see or hear from him, go through that, but that was tough for AK-41. So anyway, let's move on, fam. Let's go to some more injury news right here. This is good news for the Saints. Chris Olave cleared to resume practicing after meeting with the specialist. And this is really good news right here from Yahoo Sports. Saints wide receiver Chris Olave could be making a return to the field after making progress in his recovery from multiple concussions suffered this season. Olave was reportedly cleared to practice after the meeting with specialists on Tuesday in an attempt to sign or gain more clarity on his recent concussions. Head coach Rizzi said it's unlikely he will play against the Packers, but his 21-day practice window will be open, allowing him to get some practice reps this week. Nick Underhill says Chris Olave got cleared by a specialist on Tuesday to resume practice, and he's going to get some practice reps and see how things feel and go from there. He was back at practice working off to the side in the jersey, which is a good sign overall. At this point in the year, it may not be worth the risk for Olave to suit up again. However, having him in the lineup would allow us to see Spencer Rattler with his top target, as well as a healthy offensive line in this final stretch. So there you go on there. So bit of bad news, good news. Alvin Kamara, groin issue. Hopefully it's not that bad. Signing of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Chris Olave coming back to practice. Still very positive things. That was a horrible injury. We seen it happen to him several weeks ago when he took that vicious hit. How he left the field, very, awful. And just seeing him come back, get back to normal is a promising thing, no matter how you look at it. You dig what I'm saying? All right, so anyway, let's keep it going. Let's jump right here into the Thursday injury report that the Saints released for the upcoming Monday night matchup against the Green Bay Packers. Tomorrow we'll do the preview, Saints-Packer preview, and break down the game and that good stuff. 8 Saints players listed on Thursday injury reports for team week 16 matchup against the Packers, and it's going to be cold up there. Derek Carr, left hand DMP'd. Alvin Kamara, we know what that is. DMP. Bub means ankle. No good. Marquez Valdez-Scantling had a chest issue. He was DMP. Chase Young with illness, DMP'd. Juwan Johnson, foot, limited. Good to go. Chris Olave, we just talked about that. And Kool-Aid McKinstry had a little shoulder issue, fully practiced. So that's good news for him on the other side. The Packers, short injury list. Javon Bullard, the safety, DMP. Linebacker, Quay Walker, DMP'd. And then, of course, a few people that were limited with knee and ankle issues. Two cornerbacks, Jair Alexander, one of their good ones, had a knee issue. He fully practiced. Corey Ballentine was limited with his knee issue. And tight end Luke Musgrave had an ankle. He was limited. So the Packers, are, welcoming the Saints in. Saints banged up, but at the end of the day, we'll see what happens, man. It's going to be a difficult game for the black and gold. A lot of people banged up, but it's about what it is at the end of the season that you're looking at when you see stuff like this going, right? It happens. All right, big ups to the fam, man. Appreciate you being in the stream. OG Jerry, I see you, fam. Appreciate you, Ty. Big ups to you, brother Duke, in this thing as well. Charlie, Pammy, what's up, Pammy? Appreciate you as well for being a member for 28.
Thank you.
Shout out to you.
Fuck too kind.
Appreciate you. All right, brother Slim in this thing as well. Much love. Y'all got questions, throw it in the chat. I'll get at it. All right, Giovanni says, Q, did you see the Pierce Fletcher Mackle made the piece? I'm sorry, Fletcher Mackle made the other day. I recommend you made it. I recommend you made it. I don't, what you mean I made it? Are you referring to the, let me see here. I think somebody sent me that, man. There was one where he was talking about, he was saying change and stuff like that, but he didn't, he was talking about at a head coach level. He was saying all the right stuff, man. He really was. But then he stopped short of going to me. I don't think he talked about Mickey Loomis, a change at Mickey Loomis. They are very, what's the word? They're very coy to go around that talking point. Like, especially some of these people have relationships. They tie into each other. That's how some of these business people do. Like, we had the discussion about the Oshna crap that's going on with Oshna Hospital. It has been a bad situation in terms of injuries for the Pelicans and the Saints dealing with Oshna Hospital. They're rich enough as an organization where they can hire their own specialists. They don't need to do connect with Oshna. But it's more than just a business practice. They have the goddamn president of the Saints and Pelicans is a director on the hospital board. He's a director on their board. They're tied into each other. That's why you never see him doing anything football related. That is a joke. Our Pelicans. So you mean to tell me Mickey Loomis can tear up the team and this guy sitting up on the hospital board reviewing hospital boards? You can't do all of that. You don't see him. You don't hear from him. What purpose is it? What purpose is it? When you talk to him at the start of the season, he don't ask any questions that's football related. Why is he there? Why is he there? And that's the whole point is both these teams, the Saints and Pelicans, stink. They suck. They're garbage. But yet he's sitting on a hospital board overseeing it. Why? This is a joke. So it's, people talk about Mickey Loomis. They don't go up there. I heard I think somebody sent it to me and I heard what he was saying. And I agree with a lot of it. It's just not enough. This is unlike any other year because this team for the last 20 years has made more money than it's ever made ever. They complained all about how high shit is and what they got to pay for. And when the deals were cut and made, and that's why they sealed the contracts between the city and what the city had going on with the state and all this kind of stuff, so that you can't see what kind of contracts they got. But like I told you, I already know you don't pay any rent on none of them buildings down there. That's the deal that they made. They collect all the concessions. They make all the money. That's why they were complaining about we don't make as much money as the league. They got league sharing. There's league revenue sharing that's going on. They're all even the suckiest, crappiest teams in a multi-trillion-dollar league like the NBA and the NFL are making tens of billions of dollars, but not enough for them to continue to fleece from you. And that's the point and the problem. The problem is you have a crappy product because, say, well, they're going to come before you with the injury thing. Injuries, all of that. You talk about, fam, listen, for my people that's brainwashed with this injury logic, if injuries was so bad, you shouldn't even play the games. Why are some teams competitively up there competing for championships and they dealing with the same things we dealing with? Injuries are not exclusive to any of these organizations. Everybody has them. So how do the teams that are winning, deal with their injuries better than ours? Is it dumb luck? It's not luck. You make your luck. A lot of times, if you have a top-notch medical staff, you can be able to come up with methods and things that can help you with these injuries. It happens all the time. We talked about this on our basketball stream, the Pelican post-game report. You look at a team like Boston, the Celtics, who won all these championships. They're winning. They're competitive every year. They're top one, top two in the East. They always looking to compete. Their stars, what's his name? Tatum and Brown, those top guys, they play together for a long time and they're very good. Why we can't do that as a basketball team, or even if you go to the football side with some of these other guys, Pat Mahomes boys plays in the same damn league we play in. And I'm not talking about his production. I'm talking about the fact that some kind of way he manages to stay healthy. How is that? So like I said, man, at the end of the day, we as an organization don't need Ashna. And like I said, I've been pushing y'all to do research on Ashna, the dude. The dude is really weird and evil. The guy that created that whole thing, but that's a whole nother different story. By the way, he came from Tulane. And they're not any better. So as an organization with tens of billions of dollars, you need to invest in your own people. In order to do that, you got to be able to look at other teams who are running this, because it's templated. You don't have to create nothing out of the blue. You can look at other teams, how their organizations, their hierarchies are put together. No, but a lot of teams don't run their businesses like this. You got this old fool up here, been up here for 20 something odd years. He refused to fire a guy that was losing 7 straight games and complained about him getting fired. Are we kidding? And a president that's never present. That's a joke right there. I got to hit the button on that one. I got to hit the damn button on that one. We got a president who's never present. I mean, you can't make it up. You can't. This guy's never around, but nobody but me seems to be the only one calling it out there. You got a president of football operations, and he don't know nothing about football on the field. Now, how ironic and stupid is that? And he puts all his trust into Mickey Loomis, who's a stubborn, old, thin-skinned dude who doesn't want to live. He tore up the team's cap situation. He don't know what he's doing, and he's living off the rep of what Sean Payton gave him. All he was a gopher. He did whatever Payton said to do. Go give me this, go give me that, go give me this, go give me that. And that's what he did. But when Payton left, all of them were exposed as bums and side chicks. That's pretty much what it is. I got to hit the button on that one. Got a bunch of side chicks running the show. Got to hit the button on that. But I mean, this is real spill. But yeah, I understand the tiptoe nature of some of these people like Fletcher Mackle and stuff like that. They approach it as a political thing because, they can, they got people that would, get mad at them for saying for speaking the truth. And let's just keep it real, man. A lot of these people read off of teleprompters, not all the time, but a great majority of the time, you got to be trained to read off the screen. And a lot of times they're not reading what they're writing. Sometimes if you read news, man, listen, man, that's why I don't fall for all the stuff that I hear, because the people telling you is reading it to you. And they got to be the best actor or actress that they can be. And they got to show concern, and they got to look at you and say, welcome tonight on tonight's news. And tonight's news, and then they read it to you like they really care. And they make a connection. And then at the end of the news program, there's a advertisement that says your trusted news source. You could trust us with the news, and these people reading off the screen from somebody else. Bro, it's propaganda. It's all foolishness, man. So that's why I said I understand it's a delicate nature as far as that concerned, because that's what the world, they live in a toilet paper world. They can't move too hard or they might test something. But listen, fam. I'm from the mighty Who Dat Nation. I've been representing the Who Dat Nation and the Great Saint Think Tank for years. I don't waver on my words. I speak the truth and I keep it real. That's always been my message to the world since day one. Before I got in front of a mic, my thing was to keep it real and tell the truth, because I got tired of hearing the stuff that wasn't going. You had these people making excuses for why the team was losing, and I got sick of hearing that. So when we start calling these people out, that rhetoric downshifted. You don't hear it as much. Because before they were allowed to do it because you didn't have a platform to do it. But now that you are the platform, then it's different. Everything's different. But this whole situation with the Saints is ridiculous. They listen to the show, by the way. All of them guys know who the Sports Coma with Big Q is. They know who the Great Saint Think Tank is. The players know. They know. A lot of times a lot of these people under contract, they can't say too much. That's why I always bigged up Marshawn Lattimore. I bigged up Alvin Kamara. I bigged those brothers up when they speak the truth, because I know when they speak in the truth, it might cost them some money. So I speak oscillating, and them brothers keeping it real. And I do call out cats who don't keep it real, who kind of walk the line, don't say nothing. You dig what I'm saying? Like Tyrann Mathieu and Demario Davis. I call them dudes out for that. I like them dudes, but at the end of the day, I got to call you out on this F stuff. You know, you hear what I'm saying? Because you ain't opened your damn mouth not one time when the team was on a 7-game losing streak. And the moment Dennis Allen left the building, Coach Possum was vacated. I couldn't be who I wanted to be. What? But Dennis Allen's the cool coach. It's just I can't stand the bullshit, man. That's the thing. I won't stand for that. And that's the problem. That stalls the progress of the team. And that's why I've been gathering the Who Dat Nation. I've been speaking this for several years now about the best thing you can do. You don't have to get mad. Just don't go down there. Use your discipline, and above all, use your common sense. And understand when you're being disrespected, man. Some people, they don't get it. They just a lost cause, whatever. But I'm talking about the people who understand what time we in. This is a small exercise because we're talking about sports, but there are other things this discipline will be called upon to be used for. Well, why not flex that muscle now? These people are disrespecting us. They put this team out here. They don't give you a decent coach. They fired a coach too late, even though we said the man was bad. We said the man was bad years ago. We said he was bad, and they fired a man too late into the season for the season to even mean anything. The man put Kendre Miller on the injury list, and he wasn't even hurt. And Mickey Loomis did not bat an eye. Mickey Loomis didn't do anything. He was allowing them to destroy the team. And now I'm supposed to believe in Mickey Loomis, an idiot who don't even know what he's doing? Oh, hold on now. I heard what you said, that guy. Oh, I'm not an idiot. Hold on. Let me tell you something. Dennis Allen is a good coach. Bill Belichick, 98, 75. Man, shut up. See, people is ridiculous. But at the end of the day, man, listen, it's business and it's football. We know both about it. That's why I talk to you guys from the business perspective and football, because you can't talk about one without the other. And I hear that a lot of times, that you don't hear both sides. You got to make two ends meet, because you can't talk about football on the field if you're not talking about the money. And I'm not talking about players' money. I'm talking about the team's money, because the team's money comes from you. If you hold your horses and don't buy the bullshit, then that'll force them into doing what you want them to do, which is all the stuff that they wanted to do. They'll stop doing it. Like Mickey Loomis got a plan. He wants this, that, and the third, with pressure from the support base saying, we're not rocking with you until you get somebody else up there. They'll change everything for you. Just like Gail showed you early in the year that she listening to the Who Dat Nation. She fired that effing guy over Mickey Loomis saying, hold on, no, don't do it. Oh, injuries. And she says, no, fire that dude. They don't like him. The players don't like him. Get him out of here on a 7-game losing streak. Are you crazy? Yeah, Gail, he is crazy. He doesn't know what he's doing. Well, I might hold on. I might be here for another 10 years. Hold on, you never know. I might be. He said that. Who is this? Who's running the team? Who's deciding where these people go? The thing is, they don't care. That Lauscher guy sitting on top of the team is a money guy. He don't care about if the team wins or losses. He looking at the balance book at the end of the day. He got his goddamn head stuck up Oshner's ass over there looking at 47 hospitals. You think he gives a rat's ass about the Saints organization? Only thing he cares is how the balance book look at the end of the day. That's truth talk, man. That's real spill. That's what the Sports Coma is. We keep it 100. A lot of people are not going to talk like that because either A, they can, either B, they don't know to talk like that. And 3, this is the new. This is what it is. This is the new floor that we stand on. And we not tolerate no disrespect from no football team or nobody else for that matter. It's the no disrespect world that we living in. We ain't playing that no more. It's over with. Football and otherwise. All right. So shout out to you, Giovanni. Thanks for the question, man. Y'all got any other questions? Throw them in the chat. Also, there's a poll question there for the family members to chime in on. How do you think the Saints are going to finish this year? You know, y'all put just 3 options there. Y'all please feel free to throw y'all word in the poll. Let your word be heard. GM Kev said scheme about 5 to 7 plays for Edwards-Helaire Q. This will catch the Packers off guard. Yes, indeed, man. Yeah, his skill set is there. Yeah, no, I think I've seen. If that's the same one you telling me about, Giovanni, I think I've seen that. If I'm not mistaken, unless he did another one and I didn't hear from, I don't know. But the one that I seen, he was saying he said everything. I'm not saying that Fletcher did. Fletcher said everything right. He just didn't say it all because he couldn't say it all. He can't say what I say. You know it and I know it, right? He cannot talk like me. He can't do it. A lot of them can't, because if they do, they're going to get in trouble. They can't talk like that. And if you can, that's what the Who Dat Nation needs to hear. They need to hear the unbridled, unmitigated truth about what's going on with the New Orleans Saints organization and why they keep losing year after year and this type of stuff. And every year they come with the same excuse that injuries ravage the team. They said that shit last year and the year before. They said they use it every year, but they started the year off saying injuries is not an excuse. And by the end of the year, I want injuries. They tore up the team. And then we got people believing the spill. Like, well, injuries did. No, you ain't supposed. Injuries happen, man. If you don't want injuries to happen, then don't play football. Football is a nasty physical sport. People gonna get hurt. And as a result, you have to make sure you bring in talent to keep playing football successfully. And that's up to the coach. You have to be extremely adaptable. That's why it's difficult to win in football, off basketball, pro or college or otherwise, because you are constantly dealing with shifting dynamics and you have to be able to adjust. You have to be proactive and not always reactive to what's going on around you. You have to be constantly aware of everything in that team if you're a head coach. And if you're not doing that, then you can't be here. That's why doing the brief look at what I've seen from Rizzy, he did some positive stuff. He brings the passion and the energy. But in terms of discipline and the attention to the offense, because he doesn't get to the off, he allows the offense to operate with autonomy, and I don't like that. He don't go over there and say, hey, you, just like what he did to the defensive line coach, getting Ty Grantham out of here and putting Brian Young there. He didn't do none of that to the offense. Why? He felt like the offense was good as it get when the offense is shit. I mean, listen, I'm keeping it $100. Your boy, the 5 starting linemen we had them for the last 2 games. The game, and I said this before, the Washington Commanders' first half of that game, we had them same 5 starting offensive linemen out there. Them guys was shit on film, man. Why was they playing like that? And they knew how important that Commanders game was. Why did McCoy, Patrick, Pennon, Fuaga, and Caesar Salad, why were those dudes playing bullshit like that for an entire half? Why was they playing like that? Because truth of the matter is Jake Hayner couldn't get in any rhythm because them dude wasn't run blocking or pass blocking. It was back basically escorting pressure back there to him. And I'm sitting up here looking like that. I'm like, they mad at this dude? In my head doing the play-by-play, I'm like, man, are they mad at him? And then all of a sudden the second half happened and they turned into something different. How that happen? What happened? But them dudes, I put it on them because we did the preview, and them goddamn guys was out there sleepwalking in the important game. They could not lose the Commanders game and realistically have an opportunity to compete in the postseason run. You don't have any more errors to give. You don't have any more errors. You need to win everything. Them dudes went out there in that first half, and I'm talking about them 5 offensive linemen that Mickey Loomis talked about that we had to wait to get back. We got our starting 5 linemen back. It's been 2 games now, a bunch of practices, and them guys came out in that Washington game in the dome and was flat as a damn quarter on its side. They had no energy, no intelligence, no nothing. And then all of a sudden it changed. I'm like, whoa. How did that happen? Well, see, Spencer Rattler, I'm like, nah, bro. You supposed to play like that, period. Them guys supposed to be the best 5 we got, and all of them was shit out there in that game. And I'm just saying the intensity of what the game represented. You can't afford to lose any games if you serious about a postseason run. A team that you don't play like that as a team, offensive line speaking wise, because ain't nothing going. You got an inexperienced quarterback on top of the team. I mean, the offensive line has to be able to block so we can run the football, so we can get into play action. You can't allow yourself not to run. You got to block. And a lot of times it wasn't 5 to 5 or 6 on 5. It was 4 guys beating our 5 guys. Cesar Ruiz being turned around, Swiss cheesed. How did they do it? Why? And nobody called them flipping guys out except for me. Like, what the hell is this going on here? How you get Ruiz and all these buffoons out here, and they supposed to be the best we got, and they turn on a performance like that in the first half of that game? And then people spit at Hayner, and rightfully so. He played like crap, but listen, he had no line. They wasn't doing nothing. He was sacked how many times? 3 or 4 times back there. He was knocked down. I don't know how many times. They couldn't run the ball. And I'm looking at myself saying, what the hell? And then the second half come, and you mean to tell me they turned it on like that and scored 19 points in the second half, couldn't get a field goal, couldn't even get down there to kick a field goal. I'm like, what is going on here? Them people ain't even supposed to be even in that mindset. They supposed to be kicking ass and fighting like a dog. Them people were dead in that first half. And you can't put all that on Hayner, even though he had no pocket presence. But I tell you one thing, McCoy got big money. I tell you one thing, Penning got money to play. Fluaga and that Caesar Salad character, they got money to play football. This is true talk, man. Where were they? Where the hell were they in that game? You don't have a chance if your starting 5 don't block for you and you got an inexperienced quarterback out there, man. But nobody came for them goddamn dudes. I didn't see Rizzy spitting and spewing in their face like he blew up Hayball. Did you see him over there punting and face redder than a tamale? Did he go after Caesar Salad and all them other cats? He didn't do none of that. Oh, I'm proud of my guys. You proud of your guys for a half a football, bro, that you lost? How you proud of somebody if they played half a game? How you proud of that? That let me know right there. And listen, I made the call. Listen, I made the damn call. And I'll tell you one thing, I'll do it again. Well, guess what? Guess what you ain't gonna do again next year? Be a goddamn head coach over no New Orleans Saints. I promise you that, Jack. No, man. Hell to the no. We talking true talk, man. I'm sick of this shit. And people got to do what they're supposed to do. Pammy says, so Q, you saying Peyton was the rib and Mickey is the mech rib. Yeah, Mickey wasn't the shit. I wouldn't even say that, Pam. Mickey ain't nothing. 504 is Mickey voice Q. I don't care how long you've been a part of that nation. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't care how long. I know. I don't care how long you've been a part of that nation. You're not qualified. All I know. You're not. I don't ask you for advice. That's what he said that. Why would I ask them for advice? Like, what? Dude, he said this he's a lunatic. He's crazy. Duke says, Q, you think Benson will make the necessary changes that are needed for the Saints, Pelicans, and medical approach? I say yes, bro. Maybe there'll be some changes. I ain't looking at a full-blown thing, but there is definitely going to be some changes because you can't rightfully look at Mickey Loomis. You have to be able to evaluate these people and see was the decision making that he did during the season earn him the ability to keep the general manager position going into the future. And think about it. The money situation with the Saints is tore up because of bad decision making by Mickey Loomis. The team can't be competitive from a money standpoint. People talking about burn it down and rebuild. If you burn the house down, where the money gonna come from for you to build it back up? Even if you don't burn the thing down, you want to renovate the house. It takes money to do that. You're 60-something million dollars in the red right now. You got to restructure a quarterback that most people don't want, and that will push him into the future with you, unless you restructure other cats, 18 million to whatever it is with Ramcheck to get him good. Man, but at the end of the day, the bottom line is I do think changes will be made. The only question is if the change, I don't think to the Pelicans rightfully say, because I don't know if she knows that she has the same problem with the Saints that she has with the Pelicans. And that is you have a guy at the Mickey Loomis sitting over top of them with bad vision. And you got David Griffin, who's obviously he's a grifter, a con man operating over there. You don't want to hire anybody with an alpha dog mentality. All these guys he wants to hire are people that have these milquetoast cult member type things, except for Swin. I love Swin. She's awesome. Me personally, I think Swin, because she's a fighter and a dog, I think Swin would be a better executive than this guy who supposed to have a title that LeBron James helped get him. LeBron basically told him, hey, go get me this, go get me Tristan Thompson, go get me this, go get that guy, get that guy, get that guy. And he went and got a title. And what's the Gibbs, Dan Gilbert, who's the Cleveland owner, told him, hey, man, go listen to LeBron. And LeBron basically told him, give me this guy, give me that. And that's how he got his title. But he took it to her and showed him this guy been here for 6 years and he got a sub 500 record as a VP. He hires these guys that don't want to open their mouths up like a Trajan Langdon who got the hell out of Dodge. He gets Bryson Graham there, who's even quieter than he is. None of these people are barkers. None of these people are saying, hey, man, you got to get out of here with this BS. He hires people because he's a control freak. And he hires these people who don't have a loud voice. And he talks about building a basketball family. Get the hell out of here with that. Get out of here with that basketball cult nonsense. We don't believe in that down here. We want to see winners. And you won't build a family of playing these high-paid athletes. Let them win together. They'll be cool then. They'll be cool together. We don't need a bunch of cool-ass losers. Get your cool ass out of here, loser. I'm a cool loser. Get out of here, man. Get the hell out of here. Got a basketball family of losers, man. Who wants that? Nobody wants that, man. Your goals are fucked up. I mean, excuse me. Your goals is back ass. Your goals are messed up. These people are insane, man. So I do expect some type of stuff to happen, man. But fam, that's why I kind of joke at it. I spit at it. But this is me. I'm part comedian. Y'all know, y'all been listening to me long enough. Y'all know how I do. I make light of it. But there's a sad situation going on here, man. I ain't trying to put you down, but you got to understand there's pain before growth. And usually when you have growth spurts, they hurt. Like you coming up and when you were growing, you have a little pain in your leg and your arms, and a little pain hurts. So this is what we get. And this is the necessary pain to grow. And like I said, they've been pushing it out. But fam, listen, we were right about that possum. Don't let them forget it. That guy was down here screwing up the team, backstabbing, throwing his team under the bus. We calling it out. We got that guy up out of here. That guy was a time waster. And so is this buffoon we got as Mickey Loomis. Kevin says Mickey Loomis only talks to Mike Hoss. Yeah, he noticed, and I said that. Mike Hoss is paid by the New Orleans Saints. He's a brown noser. But do have Mickey Loomis used to talk to Bobby Hebert, but Bobby Hebert started asking some good questions. But Bobby Hebert will frame it in a way where it's not coming from me. He'll say, well, the Who Dat Nation says this and that, they asked me about such and such, and he'll tell Loomis so Loomis don't get mad at him. You know, he'll just say, well, the support base or whatever, you know, they want to know such and such, and and he's still saying, oh, Bobby Aber, I'm not talking to him. He's I know he's throwing them toughies at me. I don't want to hear that. So he lets Mike Hoss talk, and Mike Hoss doesn't even ask any question. He just rambles on, and then Mickey Loomis hops in the back of his bullshit comment or whatever he says. That's what he does. It's pathetic. And it makes him look bad because he can't stand before tough questioning. He can't. He's with who you have that's a leader who can't defend their plan. Talk. You know what? I gotta hit the button on that one.
Talk, boy!
What leader you know who got a plan, but his plan can't stand up to question? Come on, that's facts. Come on now. That's a fact. What leader you know his plan can't stand the questioning? You got to get brown nosers to help him make it. This dude, I told y'all, man. This dude here is, man, this is an old played out character. All right, J. Rideout says, Q, your thoughts on old boy want to buy the organization. I say good, man. Sell it. If you're not going to make the necessary moves to improve the team from an executive standpoint, like at least these guys were Tom Benson's guys. They would listen, fam. I said this before, and I'm gonna say it again for the last time, right? The guys that Tom Benson left her were good in the role that they had when Tom Benson was alive. They didn't play with Tom Benson like they playing with Gail. They know Gail's not it. And let me tell you something to some of my women out there who are not mechanics, and we got quite a few that are. But for those who don't know about cars, and you got a significant other, you got a man or whatever, and you need your car fixed, and let that brother take your car in there to that place if they got men up in there. And that's game right there for my ladies. If you got a problem with your car, let your man or whoever take that car in that shop. If it's men up in that shop fixing that car, let your man take that car to that shop, because they'll take advantage of that woman because they know you don't know what's going on. They'll have you buying this shit and this shit. Have you buying mufflers and shit, and all you needed was a tune-up. That's game, man. That's game. You know, you up in there, you come out there with a shiny new muffler, and all you needed was a tune-up. Shit. But all I'm saying is, man, listen, what I'm saying is they're taking advantage of Gail Benson, man. Them dudes do not behave the same way they behaved when Tom Benson was here. Sean Payton didn't. He was a trained puppy when Tom Benson was alive. When Sean Payton was here, he didn't have all that head and all that talking and all that doing this kind of stuff up in here, telling the people you better cut the meat better and don't worry about the call I made, all that kind of stuff. He wasn't talking like that when Tom Benson was alive. Mickey Loomis wasn't acting like that when Tom Benson was alive. He was a trained puppy with that trained seal that would go, oh. If Tom Benson would raise his hand with a big red ball, you'll see Mickey Loomis, He was a trained puppy. He was a trained seal. These guys were trained seals when Tom Benson was here. When Tom Benson closed his eyes and left this world, they changed, and they took advantage of that old lady. And they taking advantage of her right now. They know that she don't know the game like that. This Lauscher dude running around here being the board of director for the hospitals and the team stinking, where he at? She didn't say, hey, Dennis, go talk to Mickey and tell him to fire this other Dennis fool. Fire the head coach. She had to tell Mickey Loomis to do it. Why she didn't tell Lauscher? He the president. That's the pecking order. You got a pecking order. Where was he at in the whole process? You see the questions? Where were these people? Where are they at? That's the question. That's the point is they're not there doing what they're supposed to do, and they need to be replaced. That's the point. So if she's not going to do what she's supposed to do, sell the effing thing. Be done with it. And I guarantee this guy will buy this. If he buys the team, he cleaning house. Them dudes is not keeping them positions. They will run in high because they know, hey, man, the jig is up. The jig is up. We could. Well, it was good while it lasted. Well, why not? It was good while it lasted. Now that the guy bought the team, I'm going to retire. Time for me to retire. It was good while it lasted. That's what happened. That's what happened because this is a fleece job. These people run. That's why Mickey Loomis runs like that. He can't stand up to questioning because what he's doing is wrong. He can't stand up to tough questioning. He don't want to do it because what he doing, his plan is bullshit. He's a bullshitter, and this is some crap. That's why he don't want to stand up to no question. What man you know that got a plan? That's the general manager. That's supposed to be a public figure, and the team failing. They 5-9, and you don't want to answer questions. You got a brown nosing reporter that's paid for by the team asking the questions. Come on, and Abad's questions wasn't that hard. He better be lucky. I ain't asking them goddamn questions. If he acting like that, boy, he'd be in full conniption fits with me asking them goddamn questions. I tell you what. Kev says Kai trying to get a GM and get from around Mickey. Yeah, he in that program again. That's like the third straight year, man. It says the dude is stopping people from advancing an organization. He damming it up for him to sit there with 2 jobs, and he failing at both of them. I just don't understand. It's no oversight. That's the problem. That's just like with anything in government. Corruption is going to fester when there's no oversight. You can't give people an unlimited budget and say, well, we trust you to protect the nation. The people going to be doing every goddamn thing. And they are. I'm a history man, and I'm telling you they doing everything if you don't watch them and punish them for what they do wrong. They doing everything that's unimaginable right now. You have no idea. Just read the history. Whatever they were doing then, they doing it 3 times over with no oversight and no punishment. That's no accountability. You're going to have a banana republic on your hands. That's what's going on here. This is some bullshit. Anyway, let me keep it going, man. Shout out to y'all, man. We up in this thing, man. Dark Side. What's happening, Dark Side? Good to see you, brother. He said, I remember last year the fight between McCoy and Carr against the Panthers was because of Caesar missing his block assignment, even though Carr pointed out the Mike pre-snap LOL. Yes, indeed. I remember that scenario, bro. All right, Rose says Q and Fana, what's up, bro? Appreciate you. Dana, what's up, Dana? Shout out to Dana, man. Brother Greg, Molly Mall. Shout out to y'all. Yeah, man. Listen, man, no disrespect to side chicks out there, but y'all know what I mean by y'all know what I mean by this shit. All right, anyway, man, let's buck on and move on, man. I got about 10 more minutes that I got to get on now. Spencer Rattler will start for the Saints if Derek Carr can't play. Seriously. Starting quarterback Derek Carr did not practice again Thursday as he works his way back. He won't play, Charlene. It's over with. It seems like he'll miss the second consecutive game with his injury, but the Saints have not ruled him out this week. Interim coach Dan Rizzi said Thursday that Spencer will start. If Carr can't play, man, cut it out. Cut the cap. Cut the cap. Cut the cap. All right, he says Rattler started 3 games for Carr, missed early in the season when he started. He started 3 games for Carr, missed earlier in the season when he had the oblique issue. Jake Haener got to start Sunday, which this is another question that you have to also pin on the calling. Who made the decision to put Jake Haener in there? Who made the decision to call? Because that cost you the game. Not only did they put Haener in there, and the whole season long we've been saying they've been having this narrative, and Rizzi didn't do nothing but kept it going. He didn't touch nothing with the offense. He left it the same way. That was the problem. He's scared of offense, don't want to go over there and make moves like he did on defense and special teams. And I can't have that. I can't have you treating the offense like Dennis Allen treated the offense. They're not responsible enough, and they don't deserve. They being the decision makers that run the offense do not deserve to have the autonomy that you're giving them. They don't deserve that. They're a 5-9 team. Everybody gets to work. Everybody got to get it. Everybody gets the heat for a 5-9 team. I'm not proud of nobody because you played a half a game. Let's be real. Even Cam said he got 2 sacks in the game. That don't mean nothing unless it comes with the win. Cam said that. And Cam ain't had 2 sacks in the game, and I don't know how long. It's been a couple of years. But he had 2 sacks in the game, and he was like, man, it don't mean nothing unless it comes with a win. And he's right. I can't be proud of no goddamn body, and they played half a game. What message am I sending out there? That's an interim coach pretending to be a head coach. Dude, you're not there. That call to bring Haener in over Rattler, even though we knew Rattler was the guy, And then at the end of the game, he makes the weird comparison about Spencer Rattler and Hainer looking the same. What? Nah, bro. We good on you, bro. We good on you. When the next coach we get, we'll kind of throw you in the loop for a possible special teams position. We got that. All right. Rattler started the 3. That was a terrible decision. It cost us the game. And then even worse than that is that he didn't pull them fast enough. He watched them suffer watched the Saints stinking ass offense for 2 full quarters before making the decision at halftime. Based on what was important about the game, you will want that call to be made somewhere in the middle of that second half, or if not sooner. The guy didn't have it, and it was very clear that the offensive line wasn't playing. It wasn't doing shit, and something needed to, either you start bitching and complaining at him or doing something. He should have went out there and lit him up the way that offensive line was playing, man. You mean they got messed over by the giant, manhandled by the Giants backup defensive line. They go against the Commanders. The Commanders got a few people there, but a lot of pressure was coming just with 4 fronts. They were missing blocks. Like Ruiz just literally got turned into one of them expensive hotel doors that spin around. It just was crazy. I clowned y'all about Penning. Penning was laying next to Jake Haener. He got sacked, and how the hell Penning was laying next to him? I'm like, how the hell? He sacked you too? What the hell going on? But it was just terrible. Who made that terrible call? So like I said, man, it's a lot of bullshit going on. The guy don't want to touch the offense, man. He letting them operate too much. And I'm like, nah, bro, we don't need no guy that can't do that, dude. We need people that get their hands in all aspects of this team. It's a 5-9 effing team, bro. Everybody need to get work. You can't sit there and say, oh, ain't nothing wrong with them over there. You're a damn fool if you believe that. When he first took over, I was like, man, this dude changed this, that, and the third, but didn't do nothing to the offense, and the offense is a problem. It is. Anyway, 10 for 21, 135 and a touchdown in the second half. 2019 lost to Washington in 4 games this season. The 5th round pick has 706, 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. The rest of the year don't need to be about Derek Carr. And people saying, Q, why is he pressing his way back? Well, let's analyze that. NFL rumors the Saints' $30 million Derek Carr complication. Did all the Saints find themselves at pivotal crossroads regarding quarterback Derek Carr, with Carr sidelined due to a concussion and a broken left hand? His contract situation has grown increasingly complicated as the offseason looms. Carr's deal includes $40 million in guaranteed money for the 2025 season, structured as $10 million in fully guaranteed roster bonuses and $30 million in guarantees contingent upon ability to pass a physical. The $30 million becomes fully guaranteed at the start of the new league year in March, leaving the Saints with a tight window to make a decision. $30 million is a lot of money. If the Saints want to move on from Carr after the season, they'd have to release him before that $30 million becomes fully guaranteed. But because it's injury guaranteed, they would have to prove he can pass a physical and be cleared to play before the date in which it becomes fully guaranteed, via Dan Graziano of ESPN. Now, this scenario presents a challenging predicament. If Carr cannot pass a physical by March, the Saints cannot release him without triggering the injury guaranteed $30 million. Should the team attempt to cut him while he claims he's fully healed, it would likely lead to a grievance filed by Carr and the NFL Players Association to secure them funds. The Saints have a $30 million decision to make this offseason. The Saints' decision will be further complicated by their broader organizational changes. Following a lackluster 2024 season, a new coaching staff is expected to take over, and any incoming regime may prefer a fresh start at quarterback. Despite Carr's reputation as a steady veteran presence, the Saints haven't found much success with him under center, fueling speculation that they might consider moving on. This isn't the first time Carr's contract guarantees have placed him in a precarious position. 2 years ago, the Raiders benched Carr late in the season to avoid triggering a similar injury-related guarantee. The Saints might now regret not taking the similar precautions. For New Orleans, much hinges on whether Carr can recover from both the concussion and the 2 fractures in his left hand before the March deadline. Should his injuries linger, the Saints could face a costly arbitration battle with $30 million at stake. Alternately, they could decide to retain Carr and pay the full $40 million, but this could clash with the vision of a new coaching staff seeking to retool the roster. The coming months will be crucial as the Saints weigh their options in what could become a high stakes decision with significant financial roster implications. Shout out to Clutch Sports. This is a really good article here breaking it down about the Derek Carr money situation. And very interesting to say the least. But in the end, man, all we can do is just look at this and say, listen, the money, before we even get to Derek Carr, like we're saying, it all this is contingent on who's running the team. If Mickey Loomis is running the team, he's going to keep Derek Carr because he's an idiot. He's going to keep Derek Carr. He's going to hold to, I'm going to tell you what Mickey Loomis is going to do. He's going to hold to the plan of keeping these contracts for the next 2 years, and then they run out naturally. And then in 3 years, you get all your money back. That's what he's looking at. It's not hard to tell what he's doing. What he's doing is he's going to try to lock the Saints in for the next 2 years. And then in the third year, your money goes up to over $200 million because all of the significant contracts that he kicked down the road and the older players that are on the Saints team will be off the team contractually speaking. So a lot of those contracts, the bulk of the money will be gone. And then you go up to over $200 million. That happens in 3 years. And this year coming, you'll be 60 something odd million, depending on where the cap will rise for the NFL, which will probably drop you around 40 something. We'll see where it goes, man. But the bigger question is who's making the decisions. If it's Mickey Loomis, it's the scenario I just said to you. If it's somebody else, it might be in reverse. This is the interesting part about it. He's trapped you in a tunnel. I mean, literally, he's the crazy bastard running a starship, and y'all go into a wormhole, right? For my sci-fi people, let's say you watch Star Trek or whatever you watch or whatever, or Star Wars, and you've seen when they jump into hyperspace. I think Star Trek call it I think they call it hyperspace, or wormhole, whatever the hell it is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When they jump into a tunnel, an energy tunnel where they get from one end of the universe to the other one very fast, right? They jump into that. That's Mickey Loomis. He's the crazy commander that's went crazy in the ship that you in. And basically what he does is he breaks the controls that locks you into the wormhole where you can't get out until it gets all the way to the end. And he's like, listen, it's going to work. You guys think I'm crazy. It's going to work. We're going to do it. He breaks the controls and locks you in so you can't get out until the time frame is up. That's what he wants to do. I'm telling you what he wants to do. Now, the issue is when you're looking for a coach, it complicates things because whoever the coach is, he'll have to agree to this. He'll have to agree to Derek Carr. He'll have to agree to the restrictions that the team are currently under from a monetary standpoint. And he will have to adopt what Mickey Loomis's vision for the Saints team. If there's a guy with a different vision, he ain't going to hire him. So once again, who's the decision maker here? Because all he's going to do is try to find somebody to keep his vision alive. That's why I don't want him here. That's why I don't want him over the general manager position. Because like I told you before, even though we got Dennis Allen going, Dennis Allen is not the problem. It's Mickey Loomis. Mickey Loomis hired Dennis Allen. He's the problem. And I told y'all that. What's to stop this asshole from hiring another Dennis Allen? What's for stopping him? He's going to look for somebody that's going to try to keep his timeline in there. The only thing is, the only thing stops this is Gale makes some decisions at the top, which relieve him of his power. And then the vision has to be reshaped, and we have to find a way to move assets or do whatever we got to do to become competitive. Well, we'll see how it works, because in the end, the Saints don't have any problem paying Derek Carr that money. They really don't. They see Derek Carr as a success, which anybody with common sense could look at there. And that's no disrespect to Derek Carr, but the reality is the Derek Carr experiment over the last 2 years has been a miserable failure. We got to admit that the Derek Carr experiment has been a miserable failure. Y'all know that just like I know that. It's been a miserable failure, man. Miserable. Horrible failure. A horrible, miserable failure. And now the team sitting up here at 5-9. What's up, Chantel? Much love to you, babe. Appreciate you. All right. What's up, brother Derek? How you doing, sir? Dark Side says, damn, y'all blaming Carl. What backup QB play? Rizzy's not the DA. Bro, listen. Bro, I'm not going to argue about bad teams, bro. Your team worse than us. Hell, I can't laugh at too many people, Dark Side, but I can laugh at y'all ass, man. I ain't going to lie to you, man. I'm not going to, bro, I ain't going to argue. Man, you think y'all doing bad? Take a look at us. Do I have to? Hell, I ain't got that type of time, man. I know what I'm looking at, brother. Shit. If anybody we can kind of point at and laugh at is Brother Darkside. Brother Darkside is literally in the dark side right now. He is 2-win team right now. Shit. And then in a couple of weeks, when y'all see y'all dark side, that's gonna be another L, brother. But y'all heading for Shador Sanders. So shout out to you, man. I ain't gonna argue with you, brother, on that. But the thing is, listen, the issue is it's not on the Rizzy. It's not on the Rizzy, and it's not on the Carr. I just told you. This is a Mickey Loomis issue. None of these things happen without the okay of the general manager, brother. So no. You got to follow what I'm saying. You got to listen to what I'm saying, my brother. Listen to what we're saying. We're saying that these guys wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the guy in general manager Mickey Loomis. If he would have made the correct call at the head coaching level, we would not have an interim coach right now. Usually when you get into an interim coach and you fire your coach, a lot of times you won't make the playoffs. It depends on where it is. And they took really too long to do it. Right. And then if you do fire your coach, which means your team has problems that the coach couldn't get them to win, then you have to make a bunch of changes to your team to make them be competitive, meaning guys who were starting don't start anymore. Coaches that were coaching at a coordinator level, they lose their job, or positional level, they lose their jobs. There's shifting going on because there are players and coaches that don't supposed to be on this team that's not about the business of winning. That's how you have a bad team. You got people that don't belong there, that don't have the right mentality, that shouldn't be there, coaches and players. And we have an abundance of those guys here. And we didn't make enough changes. When you have to make a lot of changes. And we didn't make enough changes. And the problem with Rizzy, when I'm saying my critique of Rizzy, is he done nothing to the offense, is what I'm telling you, brother. He didn't. He made changes in the special teams, defense. He did nothing to the offense. He's handling the offense the same way Dennis Allen's handling the offense. And I just said that they're not good enough to have that level of autonomy. I said that several times during the broadcast. That is a very clear criticism backed by logic and facts and stats about what's going wrong with the team. That's all I can do. That's all I can do, brother, is hit you with the game and let you know about what's going on with the team. English said he's the guy that obtained power and is showing signs of dementia. Nobody in that building is challenging this dumb decision. They're afraid. Bro, I said it before. I even hit the button when your boy said, "Talk, boy!" And I just said straight up, man, that the bottom line is if you're the general manager, VP of the team, you're supposed to be being asked questions by the support base and the reporters who represent the supporter base about why the team is 5-9 when you said they were going to be better than this. You're supposed to be standing up before them getting these questions every week. He's not doing that. He has his own, the New Orleans Saints reporter, Mike Hoss, who's a former journalist in his own right, works for the team. And that's why I don't like that relationship, because if you have a reporter that works for the team, he's not going to tell you the truth about the team because he don't want his paycheck to get cut off. You see what I'm saying? To me, that's a conflict of interest to have a reporter who works for the team he's supposed to be. That's crazy. That's insane, man. That's insane, man. You're not going to get no truth. You're not going to get no answers that way. Those guys are not going to give up their money to tell you the truth, even though they wouldn't have their job if it wasn't for the team wanting to sell to you anyway. You'd have to be set. You're at the onset of everything. They can't get away from you. Your questions. So they think they can take money from you and the support base without answering any questions. Just give me the money. And I'm like, nah, cut that off. That's a disrespectful relationship. We don't participate in that. Thank you, English. Shout out to you. Duke says Q, exactly. They're taking advantage of Benson. She is. She's been taken advantage of. She is. She is. They're the crappy, dirty, rotten dogs that see the woman pull up in front of the repair shop with her expensive car. She gets out there looking like a Southern Belle. She walks up in there. Hey, yeah, something's wrong with my car. And then they sell her a muffler when all she needs to do is have a tune-up. I'm telling you, man, they got people that take advantage of you, man. And it's all based on what you know. If you don't know, they're gonna take advantage of you, man. That's how this world is built. The society is built that way. What you don't know will hurt you. I don't know this stuff. Some people don't mean what you don't know can't hurt you. That's bullshit. I tell you that straight off the bat. Right now, there's 10 things I can literally tell you that's going on in this world right now that's hurting the people right now. That's serious shit that they might not be aware of. Some of y'all do. But I'm telling y'all the game, and it is hurting. But man, at the end of the day, somebody got to pay for it. Rose says, "Do y'all think AK come back after Monday to get the 50 yards?" I think they're not ruling them out like totally. I know Green Bay game is out, but I would, if it's not too bad, bro, I would be like, yeah, go ahead on Elvin, get that 50 yards. Because if them dudes would have handled their business in the Washington game, Elvin would have had that yardage. Them guys was blocking like shit. I'm calling out the offensive line because it's the truth, man. Them offensive linemen was stinking in there. Y'all know that. That first half of that Commanders game was pathetic. How they go out there and play like that and they know what's on the line in the dome. They go out there and play like that. Answer me that. They know they're not. They know I'm not kissing y'all ass and I'm telling the truth. Y'all played like shit out there in the first half of that game, man. The hell out of here. Half game. I'm proud of them for a half a game. Man, no, man. We're not proud of that, man, because you didn't win. You lost a game that you knew you couldn't lose, and you didn't even come out inspired. How you come out there and play flat like that with everything on the line? I mean, I'm just answering it that I keep going over that because what's to stop them from doing that in the next game? What they gonna say? Oh, it was too cold to play. I mean, damn. But at the end of the day, they showed took that goddamn paycheck at the end of the game in the form of a direct deposit. I'm gonna just keep it all the way funky with your H-Town. What's up, brother? Says PFF have Will Campbell at the 8th pick. Saints need to build both lines of scrimmage. You ain't never lying, brother. Thank you. You ain't lying, bro. The Saints offensive line is not as good as what we internalize it as. You know, you do have 2 young offensive tackles, which is progress there. They're heading in the right direction despite the shitty game they played in the first half of the Washington game and the pathetic play they had in the Giants game. They're heading in the right direction. But that Lucas Patrick dude, that dude is a backup offensive lineman. He's not supposed to be starting at that guard position. He's a rotational backup player. That's why his body keeps breaking down. He's not supposed to be playing all those games. That's number one. Number two is we need to reevaluate Cesar Salad Ruiz, man. He had one good year and he constantly is beat over and over again, man. I'm tired of watching that guy out there turning and just getting beat like that. I'm sick of seeing it, man. Dude out of position. He be reaching at times. He don't look strong all the time. You know, it's just the tape. The tape is not good to these guys, man. Brother Devon says people that actually play football know Carr is a practice hero. He can win the QB competition at practice, but can't win the big games. Bro, I'm going to say this about Derek Carr because a lot of people kind of 50-50 on Derek Carr. My thing about Derek Carr, I know what Derek Carr is at this stage of his NFL career. He's a play-action quarterback. He has a lot of bad habits that get him in trouble, meaning he has a gun for an arm, but he's radically inconsistent with his passes. He rips some really beautiful passes down the field to receivers. You'd be like, yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. Then the next play, he putting a stinker out there at somebody's feet. Radically up and down. He stares people down too much. He don't progress. And it's just awful. The tape is consistent every game, is that he gets stuck on one side of the field or the other. And he believes that his arm is strong enough to get him out of that. Even in the game, you've seen him trying to take shots down the field, and he was underthrowing guys. The interception, he underthrew the guy. Remember the interception? He underthrew the guy. So, I mean, and I give him credit for being a tough quarterback. He got a good pair of wheels, too. And I was like, man, Derek Carr could move. He needs to start using that more. Sometimes he over relies, stares down. He needs to take off and run a little bit more and slide. He actually ran away from Brian Burns, who's a pretty fast defender. That's the play in which he got hurt. He just did a dumb thing, jumping up in the air and came crashing down on the ground and broke his own self up. I can't even say somebody hurt him. He broke his own self up. Like, he don't laugh at the man. The man broke his own self up, man. He died. He Superman dived into the turf and broke all his body up, man. Tore up his shit and concussed himself. The man jumped into the ground and concussed himself and fractured his 9 throwing wrists. He was trying to make a play, give you that, but bro, if you're the quarterback, when I seen him jump, I was like, oh no, don't leave your feet. Especially, we know that he been dealing with all type of rib issues and stuff. And boy, when he hit the turf face forward. His knees were still up in the air. I was like, man, look at this. He concussed himself and broke himself up. Like I said, I give him some points because he actually tried to make a play. So I'm not going to be hard on him, but I'm just speaking from a tape perspective, is that he gets stuck on the field, stuck on the side of the field, for whether it's the left or the right. When he goes through his progressions, he actually makes the play, but it's getting him to go through his progressions consistently is a problem. And then the play calling wasn't really good too, because what it was doing, it was giving him a bunch of, design throws where he don't read when he doesn't read the defense, he just turns and fire it to the motion guy, or he does an extended running play with Alvin Kamara setting up the screen to the left or the right. The play calling was really basic, like the misdirect toss to the left side and he rolls out to the right side. It was real basic play calling that really didn't help him develop in the way it was supposed to, as it was said that Clint Kubiak would do. In my mind, Kubiak failed to get Carr enveloped into the offense correctly, because as you got deeper into the season, we should have seen more layered plays for Derek Carr, and we didn't see that. You take advantage of his arm, getting him into a rhythm and a pattern, but you have to get him access to the running attack, which the Saints could not do consistently. Once we get play action going, he's a different quarterback. He's more confident. He's more in rhythm and vibe. But when you sit back and want him to read defenses, like literally read, man, listen, you asking for trouble, because he's not disciplined that way. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just keeping it real based on what I seen from Carr as a New Orleans Saints man. As I seen, that's what he does. He gets stuck on the field. He doesn't read his progressions as much as I want him to. He got a good pair of wheels. He just don't use them. So that's my thought on Derek Carr. Anyway, all right. Shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate you, Chantel, baby. Secure. She said, I just the solution. Gail goes to Pittsburgh, kidnaps Mike Tomlin, let him coach the Saints and solve the problem. Never have a losing season. Again, thank you, Chantel. Appreciate you. I would love that, actually. I like Mike Tomlin. I like Mike Tomlin. I think Mike Tomlin would be a fantastic coach for the Black and Gold Nation. I wonder if Pittsburgh would be foolish enough to let Mike Tomlin go. They'd be foolish enough to let Mike Tomlin go. That would be ridiculous. But we would love him. We would love to take Mike Tomlin down here. A guy that, a championship coach that's serious about the game, who needs a little change of environment. His philosophy will work here. In a gritty town like New Orleans. He knows defense. He knows to bring in the correct his offense kind of struggle every now and again, but I think Mike Tomlin knows defense, running game, stuff like that. And man, he been doing it successfully for a long time, and he got a key. Just like what Coach Payton was doing it, and several other coaches that got a key. They just know how to get wins. They know how to keep adjusting and moving forward. So it is what it is. All right. Thank you. Appreciate you, Chantel. Much love, baby. Appreciate you. All right. L-Dub says Rizzy was praising Derek Carr today about his time since he been an interim coach. That's what Rizzy gonna do. Rizzy's, like I said, man, Rizzy's not the man. And I kind of, fam, I'm be honest with you, I seen it a couple games ago. He's just not the guy. I mean, he's not as, you see your coach get upset and mad at times, but he just too much going on there. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much going on there. And I just don't. My major hang up on Rizzy is I just think that he's not doing, he's not involved much in the offensive calling of the Saints. He's not involved there. Whatever they say that they're gonna do, he then reports it to you. Like he said, well, we gotta figure out what we gotta do right now. We gotta figure out what we gotta do with the Saints in the offensive room. And Derek Carr, we gotta wait on Derek Carr. We gotta wait on Carr. Like, dude, Carr's got a fractured off wrist, man. What you talking about? What are you talking about? He isn't even practicing like that where you can include him into a competent game. Plus, if you look at his winter record, he sucks in the cold. And you won't put Derek Carr with his fractured wrist and lack of practice into a game against the Green Bay Packers so they can kill him even much sore. Well, you got to understand, we just believe in Derek Carr. He's a winner. And Carr, we're going to ride with Carr. We're sitting in the car. And he's driving the car, so we're going to ride with Derek Carr. That's why we waiting for Derek Carr. No, bro, no. You're going to get the goddamn man killed, man. Get the goddamn man killed. Man, this dude, he is crazy, man. He is crazy. He is crazy, though. Y'all, he definitely he more than a couple of cans short of a 6-pack. This guy like 4 cans short of a 6-pack. He got 2 cans left. The guy's insane. I told y'all that several games ago. I said this guy's a madman, bro. How he be looking and veins popping out of his face and neck turn redder than the tamale. Fussing at punters and shit. Who fuss at a punter? Who gets angry enough to fuss at a punter, man? I mean, y'all tell me that. Who fusses at a punter but won't fuss at Caesar Salad and that offensive line, how they played in the first half of that game? Quiet as a church nun when it comes down to talking to that offensive line or offensive personnel at all. But will blow up a rookie punter on live television to the point where the team star had to pick up his shit. He threw his hat down and everything. And bitched at that man, and that shit didn't even count, man. That shit came back. That's the cold-blooded part about it. The play when he was dressing down the punter, that shit was called back. And I don't even think he realized it. The play was called back because of holding. And he still dressed down the punter, sitting up there like, damn, dude, damn, I made a mistake, okay? I'm been punting my ass off this shit. I make one mistake and you blow me up like this? And Alvin's like, man, look, Rizzy, put your damn headset on, man. Look at your face, man. You redder than the apple, man. Put your shit on and come on over here. And hold on now. You gotta put that goddamn buzz. You gotta do it, man. No, he's just too much going on with Rizzy, man. The passion is one thing, but it's controlled, man. We gotta have some kind of level of maturity and emotional control here. He literally ripped into that punter like he kicked his mama in the ass. I just don't understand how, I don't get that part of the game, man. But when I see him, I was like, nah, that's unbecoming, because you're not going to have the same energy for if you're not going to have that same get in their face energy with the entire team, you can blow the helpless punter up, but you won't go do that to the quarterback. You won't fuss and bitch at the wide receiver or the offensive lineman that's missing blocks. You don't have the same energy. Well, then knock it off then. Don't do it if you know what I'm saying? Don't do it. He's not the guy, fam. I seen him. I'm like, nah, you're not the guy. That Jake Hayner decision was bad. The slow movement to pull him out of there was bad. You can't do that with a compressed window, because whatever decisions you're making, you got to make the right decisions as much as you can, because you are trying to play for a postseason situation. You can't have these piddling, middling situations where you see this stuff happening, man. And I'm just keeping it real. It's just too much going on there. The guy just, it's just too much going on. Too much going on. I get the passion, brother. Brother Derek says, yeah, Rizzy is at least passionate, but we'll buy you a couple of games. Yeah, and I said this before, the honeymoon been over. Like, people been saying it, like they happy to get away from Coach Possum. We're happy for that. And he got some wins, but the honeymoon been over. The honeymoon been over. Now we understand that the Saints had a talented team, but correct decision making is the key to winning these games. And they're not making these decisions, which mean if you get an opportunity to interview a Mike Tomlin, if he becomes available, or based on what they do, or you get another credible coach with a grander resume, that's a younger coach that has more experience in, such a, you got to listen to that guy. You got to bring him in here and see what he got to say, and Rizzy kind of late in the game. I think he should just be a special teams coach, or maybe he can go down to college and coach. He'll love to bitch and complain at the college players. He can rip the college players. Because he ain't talking shit to them offensive people. I'll tell you straight off on that. Duke says went off on the rookie punter and you got to have the same energy. You can't rip that punter like that, not rip Cesar Sally Ruiz or Lucas Patrick or McCoy when they blowing blocks. When the head's not in the game. You don't go over there and tell them guys nothing. I'm just saying, man, if fussing is what you do, if you're a bitching and complaining, fussing ass coach who got passion, why is your passion only delegated to the helpless rookie punter? Why aren't we, let's pass all that passion out to everybody. Let them all get an equal and unforgiving dose of your 4-can passion. You see what I'm saying? This is what's supposed to happen if you're the coach of the team. If not, then, what we talking about? What's up, JT? Shout out to you, man. Yeah, we're going to see what's happening, man. Derek says, yeah, he's fussing at the punter. He don't want to go to the big boys. And I told y'all that when they start asking him, and I've been pinpointing this, when they ask Rizzy questions about the offense, he started backpedaling. And the guy that has him backpedaling is Mike Triplett. Mike Triplett always gets him with them QB questions. And Mike Triplett keeps firing one after the other. I showed y'all, I played stuff on him when he started asking about the offense. This whole thing about Derek Carr. We know Derek Carr is hurt, man. He's hurt. He's broken up. He got a fractured off wrist. He might have a cast on it. They'll do what they'll do, what the Saints always do. Shoot the man up with dope and say, he's good to go. He's ready to go. And then a guy hits him on that off arm, and then he's holding the off walk. It's just, the thing about it, if Carr forces his way back out there and gets hurt even more so to the point where he can't pass that physical, he about to cost himself some money. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be interesting if he gets back out there, because my take on it, I shut Carr down for the rest of the season. If AK-41 is healthy enough to come back over the next 3 games, maybe not this game, but the next 2 games, I let him get his 1,000 yards. And then we do what we got to do moving forward with Spencer Rattler. That's what we do. To see what Spencer has. It's Spencer's team for the next 3 games. We shut Carr down. It's over with. It's done. And Derek Carr's not getting any practice. And why are we trying? Well, we got to wait to see what he going to do. We don't need to wait on that guy. He's hurt. Cut it out. You're trying to shake up Green Bay. Green Bay ain't falling for that shit. They got a brain over there. They got a brain. Nobody's falling for that. Chantel says that would be nice. 19 years of coaching. Never had. Yeah. Chantel, you hitting on it. I would love to have Mike Tomlin down here, man. I would. I'll be honest with you. I think he would be a winner, and he wouldn't let that BS happen either. Mike Tomlin, he got them eyes. His eyes big as moon rocks. And boy, I tell you one thing: when Mike Tomlin look at you, boy, he can look right at you and see if you're telling the truth or telling a lie. Man, that's one thing. He stare right through you. Mike Tomlin will stare right through your ass, boy. You're like, man, see that son bitch over there? He lying. I was like, damn, Mike, how you knew that? I can look right through him. I can see right through him. Yeah, I believe you. I believe you, Coach Mike. Derek says D-line can't run, block, or nothing. H-Town says Saints should never sign Carr acting like they were a quarterback. It's been a failure up to this point, is what I'm saying about the whole Derek Carr experiment. Even some of our Carr supporters, they understand that it has been a failure, because this is not what we thought or anybody thought that it was supposed to be. When you get Derek Carr here, we thinking that this leads to 2 seasons of playoffs, not 2 bumbling, stumbling 9 playoff seasons. When you spend $150 million, you want something back for your money. Look what Atlanta did. They spent $180 million. The only difference is, right, the second year is not guaranteed. It's not the same with the Saints. Unfortunately, the money's tied to us, so we can't really buck and move like that. So it's pushing into the future. Atlanta, you can laugh at them with the 180 or whatever they gave to do, but then they wasn't crazy enough to lock them in beyond that. So that's Terry Fontenot. That's another Saint dude. All right. Derek says Rizzy is confused. He must realize he's waiting on the mid QB at best. I just feel like, bro, I like Rizzy as a special teams coach. As my head coach, I don't see that, man. I don't think he'll be able to make it through a full season how he acts. I mean, the guy is out of fussing and running and doing. I don't think he'll make it for a full season doing that. He out of control, jumping up and down, eyes red and everything, going crazy, man. I don't think that would be a good bet there. All right. So anyway, yeah, Mike Tomlin would be awesome, man. I don't know if the Steelers are going to I heard some rumors that they talking about him and them, but I don't think he goes nowhere. If you're the Steelers, you had 3 coaches in your entire, what was it? I think they had 3 coaches in their entire history. I want to say 3 coaches, right? 3 or 4 coaches in their entire history. So these are people that know what they're doing. And if any time you could pull a winner from those organizations and bring them down here and get back to winning, we had it at one time. But the thing is, it was one person. It wasn't something that was good. You had, well, actually 2 people. It was Sean Payton. It was Drew Brees. And they knew what to do. They knew how the league flowed. Drew knew what to do on the field, and Sean knew what to do in the play call, and they complemented each other. The only problem was the Saints didn't. They could have extended it by doing correct drafting, like bringing in a young quarterback. They could have kept the shit running. I promise you, if the Saints would have drafted Lamar Jackson as opposed to Marcus Davenport, because that's what happened. The Saints traded up to get to that position, and many people thought they were going to get Lamar Jackson, and they chose Marcus Davenport from out of the University of Texas at San Antonio. Had that been Lamar Jackson, Sean Payton would have went no effing where, and y'all know that. He wouldn't have went nowhere if Lamar Jackson was the backup for Drew Brees. And Lamar would have played soon because Drew started breaking down. He started missing games. So, yeah, he wouldn't have went nowhere if you have Lamar Jackson there. But these are the bad decisions that they made. So, whatever, Yeah, Tomlin, he says Tom just signed. So, okay, he just signed. Okay. Yeah, he says Joe Brady has the highest odds to land the head coaching job. I don't know about Joe Brady, bro. I don't know, bro. Something just says, man, it's just like, I don't know about him. It's not enough experience. He's been around the league since he left from here. He bounced around different stops, and he's good at that position. But I don't know if I want him as a head coach, man. We done had stumbling bumblers. We need somebody that know what they're doing. We don't need a guy that try to figure it out. We need somebody to come in who got a plan, that's an established person that been somewhere. You see what I'm saying? And they're going to have those guys out there. They're going to have them out there. I just don't want to, be stuck with somebody that had never done it before. And then you got these growing pains and all this stuff with an old team. It's not going to be, you need somebody that can hit the ground running, that know what they're doing, that don't take no shit from nobody and build the team the right way. They don't just excuse make. That's what we need. All right. Yeah. Derek says there's a clip offensively. Yeah. Mike Tomlin going on offensive lineman got his point across, I'm sure. Yeah. Mike Tomlin don't play. He don't be fussing and bitching all the time, but Mike Tomlin saves it for the right time. Yeah. I remember. Yeah. H-Town. I remember that. He said Miami Dolphins picked Nick Saban over Tomlin in 2005. Really? Did they? That's crazy. Yeah, well, anyway, we can say that in retrospect. But Nick Saban was hot as fish grease when he left LSU. He went to Miami. He was the general manager and head coach. He did it for 1 year. He went 8-8. He used to make the players cry. There was reports of him fussing and bitching at offensive linemen, make them cry. He finished 8-8, and then he said, "Nope, this ain't good for me." And he went to Alabama after that and won several championships. And he had regretted. I remember hearing interviews. He regretted leaving LSU. He really did. But he ended up, but at that time we had the Mad Hatter, I think it was, who we had replaced him. And I think we got a crown with the Mad Hatter. I think it was him, wasn't it? I don't know. It was a long time ago. But Nick Saban made a series of errors too, because he chose Dante Culpepper over Drew Brees. That's why Drew Brees ended up here, and he made a bunch of curious moves that didn't really make a lot of sense. Imagine if they had picked up Drew out there. Could you imagine what Miami would have been? I don't know. Giovanni's asking me about this. I don't know, bro. I know the characteristics of who, I want to be the coach. I just don't have a name to put to him. And there's some people out there, but I don't want to some new guy here, let me figure it out first. No, we need a guy that's established, that understands what it takes to win in a competitive league, who's a high morale guy, attention to detail guy, don't take no BS, you know, that type of dude. We need that type of cat, like a D'Amico Ryans type. That's the best thing I got. Like, we need a D'Amico Ryans type, like a guy that take command of the organization. The players, the coaches, the press love him because he's no nonsense. He's a guy. We need that type of guy, and to take over the team and do some stuff like that. Played at a high level, commands respect, know what he's talking about. That type of dude. Know how to talk to the players, know how to, that dude. He took the Texans, which was a dumpster fire, his first year and took them to the playoffs. And I think they won a playoff game his first year. The dude is like took the Texans since he just got there, and they went and get, they doing a little struggling this year, but at the same day, they're light years ahead of where the Saints at. They started over, and them people did everything the right way, man. They hired the dude. The dude came in, knew what he needed to do to fix the team, and they fixed him. That's what I want. Somebody like that can take the organization and say, man, listen, here we go, bam, and then we move in that direction, like D'Amico did with the Texans. That's what I want, man. So we'll see, bro. We'll see how it go, man. We're gonna be doing plenty of shows on it too. All right, Gunnup says, Q, how much of an influence is Archie Manning with the Rattler experiment? I don't know, bro. That's a good question. I don't know how close Archie Manning. I know I think somebody I think they messaged each other, and I don't know how close Rattler is here with Archie down here, man. But it'd be interesting, though. I remember him did mention something about him messaging them, if I'm not mistaken. But the Mannings, man, those are winners, man. The Mannings are winners. Pammy says, actually, Saban wanted Drew, but the owner made the Culpepper. That's why he left. Oh, Saban wanted Drew, but the owner made him take. Oh, damn. Are you sure, Pammy? Because that's really that owner got some nuts to tell Nick Saban, hey man, you can do everything you want, but I don't want that. Get Culpepper. That's tough ass owner. They'll tell Nick Saban that how ornery Nick Saban is. I'm surprised Nick Saban, hey man, listen, take this job and shove it. You don't tell me who my quarter. That Saban. But money talk, BS walk, right? All right, Kanye says, who wants to coach a team that is 70 plus over the cap? Loomis after Spheres will be playing 34-year-old players. Now you can still win. The Saints could have won this year. You need responsibility. You need somebody that know what they're doing, bro. You could still win. Don't get caught up in the malarkey about Mickey Loomis. There's still a path to victory. Like I said, for us to get better, this would need to happen because you had people that were charlatans out here, and they needed to be thoroughly exposed, and that's what the universe is doing. So as a result, that's why when I get up here on these shows, I kind of kid around and I make jokes and I hit the laugh button and, what I'm saying, and I kind of talk to the family, it's therapy at the same time, this is necessary. And we said it started the year off, it's like, man, listen, it's what it is. If it fails, it fails. It's supposed to fail. Loomis said it was not going to fail, that they were going to, we're going to do some good stuff and all this bullshit. Dennis Allen was fired, and that's a big push there, So in the end, man, we'll see how it all goes moving forward, man. But yeah, we going through this is growth pains. We got to get these people because the Saints are ran wrong and they are being thoroughly exposed right now. And like I said, that part where getting Dennis Allen fired and Gail basically telling you who it was, because they would have tried it. They would try to have hid that information. So I credit the reporters for coming out with that and telling you that, because the Saints would have tried to hide the fact, like Loomis did several times when, like with the Detroit game last year, when the Saints family members sold their tickets to the Detroit Lions supporters so they can come and sit in the dome, and you see all those Detroit people in there. And when the reporters asked Loomis about it, he says, well, people just needed their money. That's what it was, They just needed, they just needed their money, and that was his response to it. That's an outright lie. If I needed the money, I wouldn't be sitting there. If I was that cash strapped, then I would not be sitting my ass up at no Saints game. If I was that cash strapped, I'm smart enough to know that I'm not going to be down there paying you nothing if I need this money for something else, to feed the babies or to pay the mortgage or whatever the case may be. I wouldn't be giving it to your smell ass. If that's the case, that was an outright lie. He just pulled it out his ass somewhere. Oh, wow. They just needed the money. What? So they all needed the money at the same time and sold their stuff. See, they're just a liar. Just a lie. He just makes up stuff and he knows the truth, but he will not give it to you. So when they broke the story that the support base is the reason why Dennis Allen got fired, that he didn't want that to get out there, that you had that type of power because you flexed your muscle over him and he got 2 positions and he's probably outside of Lauscher, who's nothing, the most powerful person not named Gail Benson in that organization. But you, despite his 2 positions, you were able to fire that guy and put him in the street. See, your position mean nothing. And see, this is not a guy that will, that likes that easily. He won't back down off that easy. He's arrogant. Like he talks, we make all these things. Oh, you're not qualified. Why would I listen to him? I don't take advice from him. See, the easy thing to do, the lazy thing to do is, remember all that? Remember that? Who else but a cocky, arrogant, fake employee elitist would talk like that about people? Berate the reporters about, being lazy when they had the article that they wrote about what the players were complaining about, the parking areas in the small ass facility the Saints have over there. Oh, that's just ridiculous. Give me a break. But what about the other stuff that you read to get that little giblet out of? It was other things in that article. He didn't touch that. It's now give me a break about parking. And listen, like I told you, I've been down there many times. It is small in there. It is small. If you've been down there before in that facility, put 1 in the chat. If you've been in that building, put 1 in the chat. I've been down there. I've been all through there. It is small in there because you got the New Orleans Saints practicing. You got their cars. They got people that work up in that building. It's not just athletes. It's people that make graphics, make calls, all this type of stuff. There's a bunch of people down there. There's a bunch of people on there. A lot of them listen to the show, but it's a lot of people down there that work in there outside of the athletes and all this kind of stuff. And then right behind the building, there's the Pelicans. So you got the Saints and Pelicans going on at the same time. So the Pelican people park behind the Pelican building, and that's small back up in there too. And you got people driving around making deliveries and bringing shit all up in there. And they just got through fixing the cafeteria. That's as soon as you walk in, you go all the way to the back, the building back there to the right of the workout or the damn indoor practice facility is the cafeteria. They just put that on there and finished it up. So it's small up in there. It's very, there's cars in damn near in every parking spot. So they're not lying about the parking space. And that's how I knew he was full of shit. I was like, man, parking down there is a problem because when you get in there, it's tight. It's tight to go through the gate. It's tight to go through the goddamn gate, fam. It is. I'm just keeping it a buck. It's a small ass thing up in there for you to have too. Now, if you just have the football team down there, you might have some extra parking, but they got both the Saints and Pelican facilities in the same plot of land. Same plot of land. The players know, they'll tell you the truth. Like it is small up in there. So the reporter that wrote that, he tried to give me a break. They're talking about parking spaces. It's just a liar. Just makes up stuff. That's why I'm saying and I'll ask y'all, I'm about to get on out of here. But what leader of a team can't stand up to questioning about his plan? Tell me that. He lets Mike Hoss question him, and Mike Hoss, like I said, is paid for by the New Orleans Saints. So he works for Loomis. So he's asking. That's why he brown noses and softballs the questions, because it's a setup. It's a setup interview. How you ain't gonna get any real answers out of that guy. He's protecting Mickey Loomis more than he's doing anything. One time he told Mickey Loomis, "Hey, if this gets you in trouble, don't answer it." Then don't ask it. Then how you tell the guy how to respond if it gets you in trouble? Shit, well, what? It's a shit show. But that's what I'm saying. What owner, or what not owner, but what leader, and this is supposed to be his vision. What leader can't stand up to questioning? You got to use a brown nose reporter played for about a team to ask questions, to answer questions rather, right? It's just it's over with, man. You can't be protected by that anymore. If you've been in the Saints facility, them reporters wasn't talking no shit. If you've been down there, it's small around there. They got a bunch of people around there, down there, people parking their cars. They got people that work there. It's very small and it's refined up in there. They know it and I know it. I know it. I've been all through that bullshit. Jack says they got 100+ people working for the Saints. They got a lot of people down there, fam, working in them buildings. And it is tight up in there. You ain't just it's a bunch of people down there doing the graphic work, making the calls for the tickets and all that shit. It's their departments are down there. It's a lot of stuff going on down there. And you can see people walking around all the way around there. And then the weird part is, fam, it's weird. It's a weird energy in there. It's like it's weird ass energy. It's a very weird energy, man. It's like, I don't know. I can't explain it. But it's weird energy. It's like, I ain't trying to, disparage nobody, but it's like, it's on some fake Hollywood energy type shit. If y'all ever been out to the West Coast and y'all been at like a function where they got, the celebrities, and then they got the people that are the sub celebrities, meaning they know the person or they might be their agent. I mean, somebody like that. And they got this fake energy, like they are somebody when I know this guy that would make me somebody type bullshit. That's what type of energy that they there and there. It's a weird energy. And that's like, man, this shit ain't for me, man. Let me get from around here, man. I'm too real for this. I'm a real person. I don't need, well, I know that person that makes me important. No, stupid. You're important because you are your own person, not because this guy over here. And that's what suck ups and sacrifice. It's a lot of that going on down there, man. That's why a lot of shit show going on, because the people, you got yes men around that's not keeping it real and telling the truth. So when you're yes man, when you crash out, your yes man disappear. Like, why you didn't tell me that? Well, because he's a sucker fan. He been running around. He's a parasite. He ain't gonna crash out. He gonna leave because he can't suck off you no more. That's what happened. This what happened with a lot of these sycophants. But it's a weird energy down there that I don't like, man. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, y'all know what I'm saying. All right, so anyway, let me get on out of here, man. I was supposed to get out of here 30 damn minutes ago. Listen, I appreciate y'all for tuning in on the stream tonight, man. I hope y'all enjoyed yourselves, man. If you enjoyed yourself, man, feel free, please, to hit that like button, fam. Hit that goddamn like button. Also, please feel free to share the show on your social media feed, man. We'll be back on our Friday stream to do a preview of the Saints and Packers game. We'll be talking and dropping some stuff here, man. We'll be breaking down the matchup tomorrow. Y'all feel free to hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, hit the sub button. Hit the share button and share the show on your social media feed, groups, whatever. I don't care. We up in this thing. We talking real deal spill on the Who Dat Nation, baby. That's what we do. And also, man, y'all check out our fantastic sponsors. Their links in the description section below. And also, by the way, fam, we got all kind of sales going on at our pro shops, fam. I have not been promoting the pro shops. Somebody told me that the other day, said, Q, why you ain't, such and such. The pro shops are going on. Family got deals at the pro shops. The links are in the description section below. If you want to help out with merch or anything else, those links in the description section. There are deals going on with our sponsors. Mint Mobile has a 50% deal going on right now. Y'all might want to check that out on your cell phone service. Check out the what's the other one there? Oh yeah, Teach Henley got 20 to 40% off on their products right now. So it's a good time if you got some spare money. You ain't spend it all on Christmas to kind of do something. And for the ladies out there, if you know your man out there, his face look like sandpaper, get him some of that Teach Henley and tell them act right. You get what I'm saying? We got 20 to 40% off on the Teach Henley right there. He'll appreciate it, and you'll appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? And we got it. We keeping it a real deal, baby. So anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna chop out on that. Man, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all keep y'all heads up. Much love. Who that to you?
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, probably like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Say they gon' beat them, say who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them, say who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them, say who that?
Bet Online is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, Bet Online provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, and college basketball, NHL to UFC and MMA. Head to Bet Online today to get in on all the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. Bet Online, the game starts here.
WhoThatDaily.com. That's right, WhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, WhoThatDaily.com is your site. The WhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us.
That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. Remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and Who That Too.